Hello. Okay, so I am live. Everything always takes longer than I think it's going to. Doesn't it though? Okay. I've got to refresh YouTube. Okay. I'm a little out of breath. I was just racing through the garage doing things that needed to be updated. You know? So I'm just waiting for stuff to refresh. Okay. Come on. I need this other window open. Please do your thing. Oh, because it opened two windows and not one. Honestly. Okay. So here are my two journals. I'm about to show you. I did not sew in anything to work on the pages. I'm about to show you. I did not sew in. Okay. And then when I'm listening to myself talk, and I'm the only one in here. Live chat. There's a couple of sales going on tonight. I'm sure. Is it the merrier that goes live on Friday nights? I'm sure there's tons of stuff live right now. I know I saw Pink Poodles go live while I was getting ready. There's the merrier Happy Paper People's having a sale. It doesn't look like Crafting Mamas is on tonight. She's also usually on. And I don't see any other. 5 hours ago, Johnny was live. I caught a little bit of that. That's all that's on my list that's showing. But I know there's tons more out there, so no worries at all. And I'm late to begin with. I'm very late. I'm like 3 hours late according to when I said I was originally going to go live. And now it's almost 7. Some days just don't work out the way you want them to. I have to be honest, though, part of the reason I'm here is to go places with Els because of her agoraphobia and some other issue. Come on. I'm trying to get something to do what I want over here, and it's like, no. So I'm just waiting to see if anybody else is coming in, because the notice will take a few minutes to go out. And all that kind of stuff. So let's see what I've got going on here. And then I need to also bring up this. I should have left that second window open. Put it to work. Waiting to see if people are going to come in or if I'm just going to talk to myself, which is an okay thing. Me, myself, and I, we have some pretty good conversations. Okay. So let's get over here. Come on, speedy up your thing. Okay, so we're just playing the waiting game on the Circle of Doom. So I got the papers picked out and I did cut them down to size because I do have to do all the paper cutting off camera. So each one has a signature that is 7 pages. The journal itself is 6 by 6, so it does not exceed the parameters. For anybody not familiar, let's see, I've got a little taggy thing up here. Oops. You have to stay up there. I need you for information. You are helping with me remember my unresolved, my not fully resolved issue. Oh. Okay. Why is my calculator up? I need to add some. So, it's the 12 of 22 journal challenge hosted by Els at Bemis Craft Corner. If you can have already missed months, don't worry about those. There's no retroactive. You can't go and do 4 months worth, but you can continue from now, and you can do any month forward. You can do 1 month. You can do the remaining months left in the year. You can pick and choose what themes you like the best. One kind of journal every month. This month's theme is boho, and you still have until the 3rd of May to get one in. Smallest size journal you can make is a 4x6. The largest size journal for the challenge is a 6x9. It's a single signature journal. The least amount of signature pages you can have is 3. The tips for this are hashtag 1222 journal challenge, 12 of 2, or hashtag 12 of 22 journals. Any of those will work and help us look up maybe who's not on YouTube, or to look it up and see if anybody's posting on Instagram if they're doing it and that sort of thing. Okay, so come on, calculator, do your thing. Okay. And I should have restarted before I pushed the live button. I started in a couple of days and it gets slow, you know. Come on. Now I'm going to get like this. I only need to add up 2 things and subtract 1 thing. Come on. Okay. Plus. Oh, it's so slow. Hello? Hello? Oh my God. I'm gonna lose my mind. So, and I did put on book corners. It was especially important on this one because the corners were very bulky, and because the Cantha is layers. So all the layers are held down by either the page here, what we've got going on here, and the book corners help just make the corners manageable, but they also make the journal pretty. I like book corners on a book. Now on this smaller one, slightly, you know, it's all kind of the same papers, and I did use one. Hey, Susan, I stopped. Yeah, I'm having some trouble. I'm buffering. I'm micro buffering. I hate it when that happens. And the calculator went away again. Seriously. I literally want to add 2 numbers together and subtract a number. And it should only take like 30 seconds to perform all of these actions and get the answer I need. Come on. How's your Friday night going, Susan? And say hi to Betty. Okay. Minus. Then we'll go over here and we'll figure out what's the amount I need to subtract. And that is, oops. Oh, cute. Apparently I can't even operate. Okay. That's good to know. All right, now I have all the information I need. Yay. Hey, Christine. All right, so we're going to do a little work on the pages in here. So on this one, I did the smaller book corners. And now I realize I like the bigger book corners better. But, so that's our outside cover, inside cover. It's a little wonky right now because, you know, when they dry, the inside of it is a lightweight card, or it's not like it's probably around 110-pound craft cardstock is the inside. We've got a little bit of file folder here, and this is a fabric cover. This has the same core with the Cantha quilt cover. Someone gifted me that. Some flocked scrapbook paper on the inside of this one, and the spine is reinforced with some muslin on both of these, some super grungy muslin. Voila, I did it. It was in me. And then we've got our book corners, and these are 6x6s. So I'm going to put these papers back in here. We're going to start with the pages from this journal. And I talked about already the journal challenge. Oops, put the wrong part out of the way. We're going to do a little bit of stenciling on the papers and maybe make a belly band and a couple of other things. For my Scraps of Joy series, so all gessoed now. So we just got our tears and gessoing. We're going to smoosh color onto this either tonight or on Sunday. We got it's 10 pages. The original was only 8. And I didn't realize that till after I had started. So ours is 10 pages, but I think it will still be fun. It is going to be part of the Scraps of Joy series. So sometimes I'll work in the one we made the cover on earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday. And sometimes I'll work in this one. This one is more of a mixed media Scraps of Joy. And the other one is definitely a glue book. So this will be kind of a little bit of everything. And I figured that way we've got all kinds of Scraps of Joy covered. So we're just going to take these pages. Not all of them will get stenciling on them, but I thought it would be fun to add stenciling to a couple of them. And or some stamping. Oh, not that one. Oh, I need to get that in the mail. I tell you what, on my next sale, I'm not buying anything. I'm just gonna some of that might be Boho. I am just going to so these are the bigger stencils that I was gifted from my birthday. Hey Janice, how's it going? So we're going to use some of these to add a little instant background to our Boho journal pages. And we'll just make it fun. And because they're bigger, we can kind of do the whole thing in one go. And probably I should put out my mat. Here we go. We're going to slide this under here. I'm going to move. These are for Scraps of Joy. I find stuff on my desk and I'm like, well, that just became Scraps of Joy. We did go for Chinese food. Els decided ultimately. It was up in the air for a little while. She was having a bad migraine day. And then she decided late, and I was like, I don't know if I can go. And that's part of the reason I'm here is to go for those things. So I had to postpone, which is all good. It's all good, however it works out. So we've got our brushes. And I did not think this all the way through because the ink pads are over there. So maybe we'll just use brown, and I have some greens here. Let me move this paint out of the way. Stack it over here. There's our brown. I have some vintage photo floating around somewhere up here. Did I put them in here? No, I put them over here. That's where I put them. Bear with me. Getting my bearings. The grandkids are on their way. I was not aware of that. So I have mixed feelings about it. I like a lot of advance warning to prepare because it is a lot of noise. Okay. Oh, and we've got a black too in case we want a black. There are a couple other greens floating around here, and I know I just had my hands on them last night. But, okay, is it here? There we go. So we've got some choices. I don't want to do paint because that's going to make it way wet. Yay, you're going on the ice cream principle. Fun, right? That is a fun way to go through life. I was not aware that you got to have ice cream if you got a shot before I got here. All right, so let's try this festive berries. Let's see what happens if we do festive berries. Let's find out a thing. The doctor always gave us a gift coupon. Aw, Really? That is so cool. I love that. Love it. So we're just going to use one of these makeup brushes. I'm going to need a scrap piece too. Oh, that's very bright. Check that out. So pad is pretty juicy. Nice. We don't want to have it all. Oh, I just knocked it off its rhythm. Okay. Now I've done it. Now I've made it so it's never going to go back to the way it's supposed to be. Okay, that should be close enough, right? Yes, I don't have any lime ink though. The grandkids are here. They have arrived. The dogs are always happy to see them. Those are their puppies as far as they're concerned. Ginger guards them at night. She usually sleeps in Mike's and Elle's room. She's got a doggy bed in there. She's extremely spoiled. She's got a bed and it's blankets, and sometimes Mike even covers her up with a blanket when it's cold. It's very cute. Okay, so there we go. There's a start to our thing. Ta-da! And we'll only do one side. So we'll go ahead and fold this so it's on the inside. No, I like it on the outside. Let's just do it too. And we're going to ink the pages. Yeah, if I were going to do paint, I would definitely do lime green. Maybe if I can find a makeup sponge, I will. Ooh, should we round the corners on this, you guys? Let's see. Let me grab one of the covers. I think I'm going to go square. I think we'll go square. Do you guys have an opinion? You think square or rounded? Okay, let's get back to the inking. Square is good. Okay, less work. Rounded corners take time. Get both sides of this. This is a yellow piece. It's a kind of a lemony yellow. I didn't have any. The only really big thing I dyed in the pineapple was ledger pages. And I wasn't feeling the vibe for this book. All right, so there's one done. We don't need to do every one though with the, where's the lid for the spice berry? There it is. So that was fun. So that was spiced berries, festive berries. I think this is a Christmas pack. So we got evergreen bough and iced spruce. All right, so let me flip this out and make a pile over here where I can put the done ones. So the blue, we're just going to ink up the edges, and then on the tea-dyed one, we'll do something. Square. All right, we'll go with square corners then. Fabulous. Els will be happy because they didn't come last week, and I think they were supposed to. So we had a little bit of a reprieve, but she really misses them when they don't come. all done. I'll lay that into the, and then we'll do something on the inside of the tea-dyed page. We'll ink it after because I think it's that way we don't wind up rubbing off the ink, the brown ink, into the middle of the stencil-y thing. Pulling out a different stencil. I think we're mostly just going to use these 3. I have access to other stencils, but they're for another project I'm working on there and there. So this is where I need the scrap piece of paper. Just to make sure we don't. The makeup brushes don't hold the color for very long. Let me make sure I'm rubbing the right brush. No, yeah. That way I don't get. Okay, that should work. So here we have a much smaller pattern, little dots. We can even go kind of like that. So what color do we want to use? Should we go with the color or should we do, I also have some vintage photo here. Iced spruce, evergreen bough. I've got bamboo leaves, pear tart, new sprout. The darkest green is called cottage ivy. And then I have my potting soil and black. What should we go with? Should we try a green? We've got a lot of green choices. How about some iced spruce? What do you guys think? Any opinions? I'll give it a second because I know there's some lag. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going ice spruce. I don't know what to expect. I think it's like a brownie green, like close to an olive or something in the olive family. And I don't want all of it to be dark. Well, that's kind of, I don't know. We'll see when we take it off. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the stencil on there. And hopefully by the time we get around to using this one, this ink will have had time to dry and set. Because I notice it's less likely to activate super strong if it has sat around for a while. The other option is I can spray it very lightly with a fixative before I start gluing on it, if I were so inclined. Make sure we got good coverage. All the way. 7:15. Ice spruce, and would you add a little potting soil into that? Oh shoot! I think I just snoozed it. It may come back on. Okay. All right, we'll add a little potting soil to the outside edges then, since that's the darker color. Now the question is, Amy, what did you just do with the potting soil? Oh, there it is. Okay. You just had it in your hand. All right, so let's just kind of like that. Dipping down into the middle a little bit. Yes. Here, baby. What's up? Oh, thank you. Scraps of joy. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take 3 and see how they look tea-dyed. What? I got 2. I'm going to take 2. They're fun. Look what I got.
You're not live on your live.
What? Oh, I know. I'm micro buffering a lot, which means they're probably getting some buffering too. Say hi to the grandkids for me.
Hello, grandkids.
The one answer. How many?
You got a hello, a yeah, and a
So we have 3.
Yeah. Sup? You got a sup?
That's almost interest.
Yeah. Well, your door was closed, so your grandkid went that way, and he's already in the next room.
And engrossed in whatever the TV has to offer, I'm sure.
Yep. Not that he didn't, look at the door as he ran by, going, I wonder if she's in there. Your buddy's here. He's
probably legitimate. You know what? Are they involved in whatever they're going to be quiet, you think?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the door open because it's so hot.
Yeah.
But if
say hi, she's in there.
Hello.
Hello. Is he crawling back now?
Yes, backwards.
Of course. All right.
Of course he is.
I got my hello.
All right. He's live, so be a little bit quiet, okay? And watch your mouth.
You just like those colors together? Hello. What? Hi. Sorry, it's messy in here.
You're fine.
Hello, Kristen. Hello, Francis. Hello, Stephanie. Okay, so, well, let's see what happened. Ta-da! Oh, that's kind of fun. That is very fun. So that's on the inside of that page. We need to ink the edges, but so far this is what we've got. We've got the festive berries. Then just inked edge page. We'll ink the edges on this. Oh, it showed through a little bit here where we applied. So that's okay. And then ta-da. So far so good. Let's ink the edges on this one. How is everybody's Friday night going? I apologize for being late. Next week, it's either no Chinese food for me or we have to go way earlier. Now, today it was sort of my fault because I got up late because I went to bed super late / early. Not feeling, the super the best. Aunt Flo's giving me extra help this week, and I got up and I had something to drink and I laid down for a little bit and I was out so cold that Els delivered mail into my room and talked to me and the dogs were barking because the mailman came to the door and I don't remember any of it. Oh, nice. Well, happy birthday to your brother. It's good to celebrate. I need a paper towel. I just want to rub this a little bit. Let me spray it with a tiny bit of water. I know that I could put a piece of paper under here and get it in a secondary thing, but I don't feel like it right now. And I'm actually okay because these are my stencils. If it stays like this, I don't mind if my stencils are dirty. But for the purposes of, we might use this again on the same, we have a whole nother book to do pages out of. We probably don't want to do it the same color every time. Although it did look groovy. So we'll take the bulk of the color off there just so we don't have too much cross-contamination. And then we've got a scrapbooky piece of paper, so we're going to do the inside again because this is stark white. But look at the fun sunshine. So this was a big piece, and this was in the bottom corner. So this is the bottom portion of the paper, and there was more up top because it was a 12 by 12. We're not going to do anything on the red sheet because I think it's dark enough. We're not going to do anything on the purple sheet because it's got its own thing going on. but we'll do the inside of this sheet as well. We'll just do the edges on the others. So this is our final stencil that we're using today. I know most people for the challenge have already turned in their boho journal. I'm running late again, so here we go with this is our leafy stencil, and we're just going to kind of put that in the middle and go with that. So leaf is a good green thing. So why don't we use a couple of shades of green? Let's bring down that cleanup piece of paper. Clean it just to be sure we don't get too much. I may go out and see if I can borrow a little bit of ink from Elle's, or to see if I have any extra colors on my shelf over by the door. All right, that seems to be good. So let's move the brown out of the way. Why don't we try a little bit of pear tart and bamboo leaves? Let's start with the lighter color. Anybody got any plans for the weekend? Anything fun, or binge watch something on TV, or on the various streaming services? Here we go. This is almost kind of a lime green color. It's a little bit different than that, but this is probably as close as we're getting in this batch to a lime green. Okay, let's pick up a little bit more. Oops, we did it again. All right. Let's try and get it somewhat to where, there we go. Let's see. All right, just like that. Let me try it this way. Let's put it in between my fingers. Oops, I moved it. Okay. I'm okay if I ink my fingers. That's not any different than any other day. It's just a different kind of dye. Okay. So there it is. Let's see if we could maybe, should we go? I think we'll just leave it. I think it's fine. It's fine if there's a little open space on the ends, because we may put lace trim there and stuff like that, It is boho after all. Oh, I said I was going to add a second color in. So let's go back and add in a little bit of the darker green. I took a B12 today because I'm exhausted. So I'm a little bit crack squirrel. And I said bamboo leaves. I remember saying that. All right. Let's get you set up the way you're. So let's just hit it every in little patches. We don't. want to change the... There we go. That's a little more interesting, right? Get a little variation in the color. Okay. Oh. All right. Now, where'd that wet paper towel go? Oh, over here. Okay. So we wound up at Goodwill. I found a couple of books. I don't want to show them though, because they're for a surprise kind of set that I'm doing for release later this summer. I think it'll be fun. And I have a couple of ideas for projects to go with it. We'll see if that works out. Hopefully by the time it goes, I'll have something to show you that can be done with it. I mean, not that you won't have your own ideas, but I always loved it. I had this leafy one before I moved. And it's one of my favorites. The other one I want to get is there's a circly one I had before. I don't remember the name of it, but I have it on my wish list. It's not too expensive, so I'm probably going to be adding that next month as one of my additions because this is, part of my business is showing off things I can do with my paper mixed with other paper. And I missed this side over here. Smooth. Oh, I'm just going to do it with the lid. Fantastic. I am hot in here. It's hot in here. Why is it so hot in here? Okay, now there. We've got the whole thing. I like it. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. I think I'm going to mix up the pages. I'm going to make this red one next so that there's more space in between the stenciling. And the red is a 32-pound page. That's orange. That's actually, no, that's red with sparkle, not, it's in with the orange. Well, now we have some red in our Boho journal. Okay, we're not going to do anything with this nice, beautiful purple page. It's got all kinds of stippling of its own, so we're just going to, let me bring that red page back, because you know what we didn't do? We're having a failure of crafting. We did not ink. Oh no, the crafty police will show up. It will be a terrible, terrible thing. Okay. So I found a couple, and I found a book I want to read. It's a YA book. I love reading young adult fiction. Such usually clean stories. Although those are usually the most tropey with the love triangles. Barf. I would love to see a trend of just books with no romance in them. Just like fun, action, mystery. Sex does not have to be everywhere. And not everything is about romantic relationships. How about just good, strong friendships? Okay, so that is inked up. Let's do our purple. I love the purple with the stippling on it. It's one of my favorite things that happens to the purple dye. It's especially prevalent in cooler weather. The dye tends to separate a little more quickly because the water cools down faster. So it makes me muy bueno happy. I'm familiar with J.D. Robb, but I don't think that I have read any of the Eve Dallas ones. Are they good? Let's try and get a little bit more right there. All right, we are inked edges there. We'll ink the edges after we how's that for a boho page? That's pink and light purple. It's 2 shades of pink, a little bit of purple, and some white, or maybe some yellow. It's hard to tell in this light. It's yellow. Okay. Let me pull up my piece of paper here and find a pen. Oh, purple pen. Okay, let's see if it writes. J.D. Robb. E. Dallas. I'm willing to give anything a try once. Almost anything. Let me rephrase that. Okay, so this is the same journal. So we'll go back to, maybe we'll do 2 of the circly one. Now I'm going to run over to my shelf and see if I have some other colors we can use. Hold on. That's just all scissors. That's all scissors and stuff. I'll be right back. I'm going to see if we can borrow a couple colors from Al's. Okay. I got some small ones from out there. Orange, purple, light blue, pink, and yellow. Okay. And they're set in the future. Awesome. Naked in Death. Oh, I probably will like it then. That sounds right up my alley. Okay, so we're going to turn this a little bit, like we're just going to turn it a little bit. First, we're going to try and move some of these ink pads out of the way. There, so we kind of get most of the corners. Okay. What about like that gets almost all of the, okay. So I say, what do you think? A little bit of orange and some yellow maybe? Sounds like fun. Let's do a little bit of, oh, I should probably start with, I should probably start with yellow because yellow is the lighter color. So let's get rid of the orange. All right. Okay, that one feels Smells like it's juicy. Oh, yeah. This may still have some brown on it, I guess. Or this is... The top of the pad looked brown, though, before I... Okay. And then we'll go back over it with the orange. You like orange? Okay, we'll do on one of the other pages. We got a whole nother book to do. A whole other 7 pages. This is the last one for this book. Oof. Okay. All right. I need to get more of these brushes is what I need to do. So I'm going to do the orange. Here. Yay! I love it when I'm overloaded with magazines. Ask Els. It's one of my favorite things. Is this one not juicy? This one may not be juicy. All right, it is what it is. I may have to go find some makeup sponges. Although I kind of dig it. All right, let's do some edges. Flip it and do the inside. Okay. I'll give that a... I'll give it a shot. Can't hurt anything. All right, so let's clean this one off. Okay. Okay, so here is what our signature looks like for this cover. So there's our frosted berries. our blue tea dyed with the avocado and vintage photo or whatever. It was green, and there's our sparkly red piece. That is our scrapbook paper with our leaves, stippled purple. Our funky scrapbook with our yellowish brown. We got two that kind of look the same, but that's okay. We'll just try it in the next book. And actually it goes like this because we need to make sure. Hold on. I guess it works either way. So I made it so that you can see this covers a little bit, extends on the bottom a little bit more. So I want that to be the bottom side and not the top side. I think it's slightly less noticeable, and it won't be so weird when the pages are all done. But except for putting in some belly bands here, I think we're about done with this one. Yeah, her daughter was here. They were outside a conversing. All right, so this one is looking good. So let's pull out the other book. Whoa. There we go. There's our other book with the smaller corners and our purple insides. This cover is a little bit less flexible because the inside is out of the file folders, which are thicker. And they did they're making it go like, you can see it's got like a little frowny face. That'll sit. I can put it under books and fix that. I'm just bending it a little gently to get it out of the frowny face and into a straight face. So we're going to work on these pages. Now I'm just going to edge the purple one because I think it's fine the way it is. It's got some occlusions and it's a little dark for stenciling. And again, we don't need to stencil every page. We just want to highlight a little boho-ness. Okay, so we'll lay that out like we did the last one. That is the outside. The pink is begging to be stenciled on, right? Okay, so we said I've got some, they're dried out, but I do have some baby wipes down here, so I can spray them with some water and reactivate them. But I have to walk around to the other side of the ironing board. Hold on. Yes.
These came out of the bag. They're gloriously ugly.
I love them. Are they for me?
Yes.
They're hideous. Look at those. All right, I'm going to get this baby wipe wet. All right, that's a good amount of wetness. Oh, you're right. That does help, Janice. Check that out. Okay, let's do the other one too. Oh, yeah. Janice, you are a genius on the best level ever. Janice knows all the things. And she shares. Okay, let's try that with one more just to, but not put the tablet in the trash can. Okay, let's spray this one. Yeah, they dry out, but they reactivate because it's so dry here. And most of those containers are not of the baby wipes, at least the cheapy ones that we buy. Yeah, this one's a little bit dirtier, so let's get that. And we'll just give them a little bit of dry time. We'll blabber for a minute before we try and use those. Just making sure. Check that out. That is awesome. Thank you, Janice. Okay, let me read what you've said. You wish you knew all that your head would explode. That could be true. That could be true. Aren't those fantastically, plastically, disgustingly awesome? Hold on. She gave me another set of things out of that same bag. She got about like a bag of weird buttons and stuff. And she handed me something while we were in the parking lot, which was a nice pick-me-up because I really feel like poo. Not on an emotional level, though. It's definitely a physical, period-related thing. And they are buttons. Check it out. There are those loopy buttons on the back. But look, you guys. I'm not live on my own live. Am I going the right way? Just little ghosties. And then you can see that it's got the little loops on the back. It's definitely buttons. And it's from www.dressitup.com. Let's see if there's a date on here. 6 pieces, item number 6687. How cool is that? There's no date, though. Halloween, beware of ghosts. Love it. It's a score, right? Hey, Tina, how's it going? How are you? So I don't want to dry these with the thing. So let me dry them on a clean spot of this paper towel, and then we'll just let them sit for a minute. We've got time, right, ladies? And if I drive you mad, I know that there are at least 5 other people on. I'm driving you banana balls. There are definitely other options. Oh, this still has stuff on it. So we're cleaning this one some more. This must be the one I use the most. I've got a little baby one somewhere, but I did not find that one when I was looking. It's going tired. That's okay. We'll put you to sleep. You listen to me long enough, and I will put you right to sleep, and you won't be tired anymore. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this one's definitely for darker colors. This one is for lighter colors. There we go. We have made a delineation. The last few times we've been to the places that have those, they haven't had any. No one can replace me. That's a load of crap. All right. What do we want to start out with? Let's start out with leaves. Leaves on pink. What do you think? You know what? I'm going to break my own rule. I'm going to go find the other pack of stencils I'm hoarding in my room that belong to the... I think a couple of them are mine, but most of them belong to Elle's. I usually hang out in her area, but I'm working on a project. So she has been generous enough not to freak out while I'm using them out in here. But I think there's one in here that I definitely want to use. And I think it would look nice on the... Because we don't have to do the leaves in green. They could be pink and... hopefully it's not the one that's in the book. Here it is right here. This is the one. Is it? Wait, that may not be the one. Hold on. Let me just keep flipping through and make sure that's the one I want. Oh, this one is nice too. We might come back and use that one. That's honeycomb. Okay, I think it's this one. I've done it in kind of some multicolors before. Yeah, that's kind of the one. Okay. To move it around, but if you move it around, you can almost make it look like flowers. Okay, so let's do this one for the pink. So we're just going to start in one corner and work our way across. Okay, I have not missed any chatty things. Okay, let's start with orange. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we're about to switch to a different color. Let me get that paper towel back. Where'd it go? Let's flip it over. Okay, we seem to be okay. I don't think I want to do pink on pink. How about, oh, put the lid back on the orange, Jamie. How about a little bit of this purple? And I can hear Els in there now. She's doing a video. I can hear her. Okay. So we'll go lightly over some of the orange. And then down here, we didn't have any orange. So we're transitioning, and then we're going to bring it around this way. We're going to do down here, just in this little corner. Okay, and then we're going to bring it a little bit this way. All right. Now I'm going to do a little bit of darker purple over here, and then we're going to transition, I think, into another color. I think I'm going to do a little bit more purple right in here, and then we're going to transition over. But I'm having trouble with this. More accurately, I'm having trouble with my fingers. Okay, so now we're just going to move over a little bit this way and switch to a different color. Let me push that up a little bit. You guys can't, it's not fully in screen. Okay, let's clean that off. I'm going to keep that over here for right now. And let's give that a quick dry. All right. I'd love to switch back over to that yellow, but I suspect we're just going to get more brown green until that wears off, which I suppose is all right. But we want to make sure that we're kind of stopping below. Let's try there. That should get us roughly the same. There we go. And then we're going to move it around. Maybe go like that. Okay, Janice. We'll see you when you get back. Here we go. I may keep these colors out to do a little bit more of that. And then now we just need to get this little corner over here. There we go. Ta-da! Now we've got a 3-tone. This is more yellow, orange, and then we've got purple in the middle. I like it. So there we go. Let's clean this off. I'm probably going to have to go get a couple more paper towels. Now this one is L, so I actually need to get it clean. Although it does seem to have some bits of paint on it that have nothing to do with me, because I only used inks. All right. So there we go. And then we need to clean the brush. And put the lid back on the yellow. Be good if we put the lid back on the yellow. All right, that looks pretty good. So let's save that aside. I'm definitely going to do some more of that in the other book I'm working on. That was super fun. I thought that was a floral one too, but I could be wrong. So yeah, so we should be just about finished up our boho journals tonight. And again, I don't do heavily embellished really, at least not to start, because I do other stuff in the books. And I like to decorate, as I go. I don't want to be limited in what I can stick down to the page. I like the embellishy things to be on top. So since these are either for writing or glue booking, oh, we knocked the lid right off that one, didn't we? Put the lid back on the purple. We don't want that to dry out. So that's why you don't see me do completely finished the way some people do books, because that's not how I use them. And then if I'm selling them, I want the person who gets them to be able to really, hey, Janice, welcome back. I want that person to be able to really personalize it. So there is our finished, ta-da. Awesome, right? All right. So that goes like that. And we are on to, this is Tentative Dawn. And I think we're just going to ink this up on the edges. I don't think that needs a stencil. And so we only want to stencil every second or, every other or even every third page, since there are only 7 pages in the signature. That's the maximum allowed. Probably just every other and maybe not even that far. Depends on the scrapbooking paper, because there's a little bit of scrapbooking paper in both journals, I do believe. Okay, now let's flip that and do the other side. Got to ink to both sides. Oh, thank you, Janice. I just thought this was a fun way to give it a little more boho feel without adding a lot of bulk at this juncture. So that's a little bit on my philosophy of journal making. Okay, so we've got another piece of yellow here. So we got yellow and orange and the lime green. So this page isn't going to need any. This page already has its own thing. So we may redo, because this has, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got pink and orange floral lace pattern from a placemat on the inside of this. So that doesn't need any added. But I would like to do both of these pieces. And the lime green on the other side has, I did some orange bingo dauber. So let's rearrange a little bit. So the green doesn't need any, but that definitely can't go next to the, let's do that. And then we'll do oh, but you know what? We do need to ink the edges. Good night, Tina. Thanks for spending a little bit of time in here with us. Enjoy your evening. Get good rest. So yeah, this has contamination on it. If I don't have to, I don't like to wash the stuff. I like to let it just come away naturally. It's more of a surprise what you get that way. Okay, and then we're going to do, after that, I think we're going to do the orange page. Yeah, we'll do the orange page, and we're going to stencil these two, and this will be in between them. So let me put those over here, and let's choose a stencil to go on the orange page. Do you guys want to vote? You want leaves, the dots, or the mod squares? Any opinions? Anybody want? I'm going to get a drink while somebody might be deciding. That flavor is Fuji. Squares. I like the square one too. Now this one I never had before. So, but we're going to try and get most of the only place we're not going to have it is right on the corners, and that is okay. I like it tilted this way for this particular application. What do you think? Light blue and pink, or do we want to, we don't want to do orange on orange. Or we could do brown on the orange. That would look good. Because we have choices of potting soil, and we could also do purple again. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think I might go brown on this. I think I might go vintage photo, unless somebody else has an opinion. Because I'm good with whatever. Color blue may look green. Possibly. Yeah, you're right. Let's try vintage photo and see what happens. We're going to use our darker colors brush. So the one with the not solid handle is our darker colors brush. All right, let's see what happens, because this is a very light. And we can add in the darker brown if we want to mix it up a little bit. But the orange is going to affect what color it comes out. And then I'll work on cleaning this brush over time so it doesn't have anything left in it. I just don't want to invest the time right now in the middle of a live to thoroughly clean it. Do 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 do. And we'll put this on the inside of the page because the last one was on the outside. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I do have to say I kind of like it better in the brighter colors, but we could have gone pink on here though. That would have been interesting. Would have been an orangey pink. Okay. It's interesting to see what you get, right? Okay. So yeah, we're going to have that on the inside page, but we still need to do let's give it a little squirt. Clean off the stencil. I'm going to try these with paint too at some point. Because, you gotta. And I've done the painting with just paper towels or baby wipes. And I like the smooshy effect. Smooshy, smooshy. Okay. So I just said we were going to ink the edges. And I'll put it over here. Okay. Sweet. Have you had a long week, Janice? I bet you have. I have been busy every day this week, but I always feel like I set my to-do list and it doesn't seem like it's too much, but I always feel like I get only like 2/3 of what I want to get done. But you have to be flexible in your routines, because not everything goes according to plan. That is for sure. All right, so there's another one. And then we're going to put our green, and then our yellow. So let's go right in. I think I just did the edge for no reason. So this is, I remembered that Alice had given me this kind of lime greeny piece of paper. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to quit working for health reasons. And I can't say I'm disappointed totally, but I do miss going to work and like interacting with other people. They, not housemates. Not that there's anything wrong with the people I live with when I lived elsewhere or here. It's just, it's a whole different kind of interaction. I don't miss the actual work itself. Because the last job I had was in retail. And I did not thoroughly enjoy that. I'm not opposed to going back to work, but I don't want to work in a call center. And that's about all I can do right now. I'm kind of opposed to call center work. I don't. Oh, we're going to have to because that's 2 oranges in a row there. Okay, so how about if we rearrange this pink with with this orange. And then purple on the inside and the pink on the, okay. Because this has orange in it too, I don't want it close to the other orange page. So we've just rearranged the whole order of this. And this is the one we have left to do. I think we'll do the outside. This will be the middle of the book. So I think we'll do the outside. Okay. Yellow. So should we do pink and I think we could do pink and orange or pink and purple. I don't remember what color somebody said they liked. Okay, let's go up a little bit. Yeah, that is hard these days. Most people are going online. Very hippy dippy. Orange and pink. So let's do the orange and the pink on the yellow. That could be fun. Okay, so circles, leaves. Guys, circles or leaves. So it's kind of becoming a dead-end job where there's not even going to be a need for it at some point. I know with some newspapers now you can submit your copy online even. Yeah, so they've probably been slowly adding stuff onto your plate that was never originally your job. Okay, I'm thinking, let's go leafies. No, let's do circles. Did we already do circles on this one? I don't think we did circles on this one. Let's see, what did we do? We did fun, kind of leafy florally thing. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so we're gonna do orange and pink. Orange and pink. So let's start with the pink because that's the lighter color. We'll do an all over pink and then we'll rub in some orange. This is the wrong. Let's just rub the color off. Okay. I think this. Yeah. This one is not as juicy. Okay, hold on. And how long should we? So that can't be a good sense. That I don't like the not knowing stuff, you know. Like, am I going to come into work one day and not have a job? I've been in positions like that where it kind of just gets phased out based on, you know, a lot of social media advertising now. And so they'll have somebody who's just a social media director or content provider, you know, or they may even outsource it to customers. Yeah, not directly, but count on customers to, you know, be brand loyal and to be coming to their social media outlets to comment on the products and stuff, or to do advertising on other places. Oh, I bought this thing and it's magnificent and it's from this company and here's a link. I think that at least a portion of advertising is accounted for that way. Again, this is just my opinion. I don't really know anything about advertising. It's just my thoughts. We're definitely going to fill in with some orange. This is letting me know what colors I need to buy for myself based on what I like to use doing this, you know. This is a good way to determine what I actually want to use. I want to have in my own personal stash. All right, so let's have a look. Looking pretty good so far. So now I'm gonna switch the this around a little bit, just so that some of the lines are a little bit different. And then I'm gonna go over it, but I want still the circles to kind of line up if they can. Okay, and on to orange. Let me clean this a teeny little bit. Excuse me. Those baby wipes dry out fast here. Okay, let's take the pink off. There we go. And let's do some orange. Oh, there you go. Well, that's good that you're close to the age where you can start to draw that. That's awesome. So I just want to hit it up lightly in some of the areas that I added in, and then a little bit there. Groovy. That works for me. Okay, so we need to edge that, and we need to clean the brush off. Clean the stencil off. Just lightly. All right. Let's do our edges. That'll be nice that you have a source of income that's not you don't have to go to a job every day. Then you can do more of the things that you truly love to do that bring you greater joy. Whether it's gardening or crafting or some of both, or reading books and sitting out on your porch drinking tea or coffee. Doing more or less socializing, it all depends on personality for sure. But it frees you up to do what you like and still have an income. I feel like I am hundreds of miles away from drawing Social Security because I still have 22 years to go. And that seems like forever. Okay. So here we go. This is this signature. Love that. I love that that's our start. With our green page, which has orange next to Tentative Dawn. There is our copy dyed page with our pink and orange inside. There is our orange and brown next to our purple. Next to our orange and pink dots on yellow. And then we just have a big yellow inside. So let's see. Looks good. So that goes inside this journal. Ta-da, da-da-da-da. Good night, Stephanie. Great spending some time with you. Groovy, like you said. Okay, so now we're looking at if we want to do belly bands, and I did want to spend some time trying to layer up the cover. Let's look at what kind of time we're looking at here. Been on an hour and a half. I could go a little bit longer as long as you're game for it. And I'll still keep going even if I'm alone, right? Not the end of the world. So let me I'll put my stencils away later, but put all the packaging up there with the stencils. So let's see. Where is our scrapbooky paper? Here we go. I'm probably going to make belly bands out of these pages that we've got here. these had the most boho feel. So we'll start with this book again. We'll take the signatures out, or the signature. I don't want a belly band right at the beginning. So I'm going to maybe decide based on how, like this is a pretty thick page. So maybe we put a belly band on each side of this. And I think that would probably be it, just two in the, so we'll put one belly band on each side of this red paper. So let's fold that out elsewhere so we don't lose the order. Leave that folded. Okay. So now we're going to put this on red paper. So let's see. Nothing works. Well, this has red in it. This is the most, I think this is the one most likely to work. So I think, what do we want? Like 1.5 inch belly band or so? I think we'll use this paper. Got to move a little bit away from my cutting board. So we'll just do 1.5 inches. See if we like that. It's not like we don't have plenty of paper to play with. All right. I think I'm going to cut that down to 1.25 inches. Because we'll mount it on a little cardstock, and that way we'll have a little more stability to the belly band. So let's see if we can cut this down, if we just need to go with a new 1.25 inches. Okay, so let me find the cardstock that I had out. Okay, here we go. This folder. So we're going to cut that in 1.25 inches. No, 1.5 inches. Because we want to have Did I get that right? I think I just cut that. Yeah, so we'll just have a little bit of just a tiny, tiny border around that. So let's mark the back side of this. I just had a pen. Okay. So a little bit to the inside of that mark, so that we can have a little border on both ends of that. Oh boy. Well, at first, I guess I should measure it for the paper. Okay. So it's going to go this way. And we want to have a little bit of a border. So go right about there. All right. That's a little fuzzy. Tell us the scissors. Fastest scissors losers in the West. All right. Can you put them up here? Some days, I don't know. Gonna have to close that door. We just have a little bit too much fuzzies on the edge of the cut paper. Because the arguing has begun. Okay. There we go. I think that's just about right. So we just need to ink edges. And we'll do the same belly band. I know the same belly band is boring, but continuity. So before we glue this one down, we'll cut a second one. Just to be a little bit thicker. All right. Now let's glue this down. Okay. All right, let me glue this down and then I'll go over there and close that door. I looked at everything I glued down yesterday using that pH neutral glue. And I have to say, let me move this piece of paper in case something smooches out. I have to say that I was very happy with it. Not a lot of rippling, almost no rippling, that kind of stuff. There's my bone folder. Let's go ahead and get that and smoosh this. Nice and there we go. Okay, now let's clean my hands off. Hey, Marcy, how's it going? One belly band done. Just have to make sure we glue them down right. Perfect for this paper. So let's do a second one exactly like that for the other side of the signature. So the paper that was left is going to go into Scraps of Joy, these little bits. Well, those will go right into Scraps of Joy. Let me get the right piece of paper. Maybe, oh, there it is. There it is. We're going to do 1 1/4 inches this time, now that we know the correct dimensions. We'll only have to cut one time. There's our belly band. And where's our piece of cardstock? Right here. I'll just cut a little piece of that off. I've lost 2 pairs of scissors today. 3 technically. As long as I don't find them with my feet or my butt, we're okay. Okay, 1.5 inches on this. Okay. we'll use this one to mark it, at least the outside piece. Actually, we can just do this. There we go. And that is actually a little bit wider. I don't know what I did there. Okay, so we'll just trim that down as well. Okay, extra piece. As long as we still got a little border to put on it. All right. I'm living crazy right now. There we go. Let's see how that looks before we start inking and trying to glue. That'll work. Let's ink and glue. Ink and glue. And let's throw those into the bucket right now so they're not in the way. Wait. Okay. I am warm. I tell you, warm. I should maybe open up that window just a smidge. So we want to just make sure that's a nice dark edge so it stands out. And then we'll ink this. And there we are. All right, a little glue. Here we go. Okay. Glue off hands. Okay. So let's smooth that out because it's starting to dry and buckle a little bit. You know, it does that curvy thing. So, oops, knocked over my glue. So we want to kind of get that into roughly the middle of the paper. I'm not going to measure it. I'm not going to fuss over it. Is this a little, okay, this is a smidge too long. So I'm going to make sure it's lined up at the top. And then I'll cut any extra off the bottom because that border's a smidge longer. No big deal. Oh, glue boogers. Okay. Ooh, don't get carried away here, glue. So we're just going to put a little bit there and not quite at the bottom here because we know we're cutting some of that off. And I want to smoosh that line just a smidge. I don't want it to go running everywhere. Okay. So we're going to line that right up. Top. And then we're going to give it a nice little burnish. Because that's what we need it to do. And a nice little burnish here at the bottom. And then we're going to trim and let that set while we do the other side. Okay, there's just a tiny little bit below the, we'll have to ink up that bottom edge just a little tiny bit. There's our belly band. So we'll flip that over and give it a good little press. And let's test out this one as well. Yep, so this is the little bit longer end. So it's just a little bit over again. So we'll do the same thing. We'll line it up at the top. We won't put that glue all the way to the bottom. Okay. And then just roughly in the middle. That'll work for me. Burnish that down. It should be helping to re-burnish it on the other side. Let's open that out. Cut off that little bit at the bottom. And re-ink. There you go. A little bit of re-inking just right there at the bottom. Here we go. Now we've got a little belly band. We need to get a little card that goes with that. So we know it's going to have to be about a 1/2 inch smaller than, because you got glue at both ends of that, than the length of the belly band. So we need the ruler. To roughly get a guesstimate on the card. So maybe about 5 1/4 ish. And this is 5 1/2. So let's try a 5 1/4 by a 5 1/4 square. And I'm going to just do this one out of cardstock, out of this copy dyed cardstock. So 5 1/4. By 5 1/4. And I am going to round the corners on this one just because I prefer journaling cards, art cards, whatever you want to call them, to have rounded corners. It's just my preference. You may prefer them to be square, and I may prefer to know where my scissors are. Did I just lose a third? Oh, if it was a snake. I'm like, did I just lose a third pair of scissors? Seriously? Oh, okay. I don't want to just... I need a new blade, but I love the... This is starting to get a little... I think I found the other blade last night. I think I found it in a drawer. Okay, let's edge this. Now, we're not going to decorate this up right now because we know we're going to collage on it later. But we are going to ink both sides because we'll probably collage front and back to have a little surprise collage-y journaling thing going on this side. And for this, when we hit this glue book, or we'll use this glue book intermittently to do kind of more boho-y things. So this will be our boho version of Scraps of Joy, right? And I could have done that in a color. On the one for the other side, we'll do it in a color. So let's see if we need to do any adjustments now. I probably should have checked this first. So I think we're going to go 4 1/4 by 4, or 4 and let's see. So let's try 5 by 5. That was silly. I did not check it for length. That is my bad. Sorry, guys. Ow, 5 by 5. And we may just keep going down 1/4 inch at a time till we get it right, because that didn't take off very much. It only took off 1/4 inch. So it's going to look funny because, you know, rounded corners and stuff. Nope. Okay, let's try 4 7/8. We'll just keep going down a size till we get where we want to be. till it fits. And then we'll know for the other side. I think that's going to do it. I believe that's the one. There she goes. So we just need to do a little bit of re-inking. Silly me. I do like the satisfying clip of the corner rounder. So I was telling Els earlier that I have come to realize that I prefer, as she does, I always like the small book corners, but I borrowed some larger ones from her last night to use on the Cantha cover one, and really like the look of it, and they were actually easier to work with. There we go. One journaling card, so we know 4 7/8 by 4 7/8 will take care of it for us. And then we'll do this side in a color around the edges. So let's get another sheet of cardstock. That's not cardstock, that is journaling paper. Cardstock. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. I've got signature going everywhere. Hold the phone. Okay. Let's do, which piece do we want to do? It's going to get collaged on, so let's pick one with not quite so much interest. So 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. And we're going to wind up doing this again in the other journal. So, Ruby. Let's just double check this and make sure before we, yeah, that's going to work totally. Oh, we said color. Let's do pink. Why not? Do pink on this red page. There with some nice pink edges. There it goes into our little page. Ta-da! So when you, it'll be in the signature, they'll be separated by many, 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 many pages. But there they are. So let's find the rest of the journal. It goes this way. All right, so let's do a little flip through on that. Here's where the cover that it's going to get sewn into. Is this the right? Yeah, that's the right way. Just the bigger side over the smaller side. Okay. Here we go. There's our pockety page. There's our sunshine page. And we're going to add laces, trims, tabs as we go through collaging in the book. because it will be easier than putting it in now and collaging around it. All right, so there's that one. That's where we're at. So let's choose a page in here, or let's see how long we've been on. 2 hours. So maybe what I'll do is I'll finish up this one off camera. We can decide what page we're going to do it on. I don't want to bore you guys. I love this page already. Let's see. This may be the page right here because this is the thicker one. Also, it's the third page in, which is the page we did last time as well. We could on the orange. No, the orange is thin. So we're going to do it on this this Tentative Dawn page right here. That's my dyed paper. A lot of this is my dyed paper. Most of it. And there's like that scrapbook paper there, but all of the rest of this is my dyed paper. So yay for using my own product. We've got a nice yellow center. But I think that's going to be about what we do. I mean, do you guys think we should add some laces and trims first? I just feel like it should be done as we use the book. I feel like this should just be a base. And I think we've definitely hit the boho feel on both of them. The other thing we're going to do, so I'll put the thing in here and I'll sew these in. And what we will do on Sunday, for the first part of Sunday, is we will layer this cover. I'm going to have some digitals printed out or some images that I found online for the cover, and maybe to do a page in each journal kind of thing. You know, add a picture or two just to start it off, or a quote or something that's boho-y. So these will be ready to embellish the front on this one. This is, I think I'm going to hold off on embellishing this one because I like this paper so much. I want to think about what I'm going to put on the cover first. Or not paper, but I love this fabric. And I'm not sure I want to cover it up at all with anything other than a title. But I don't know yet. I'm not committing to doing it or not doing it. I also love this cover, but I think the Cadantha fabric almost begs for layering. Like, because it's a little puffy, it's a little, it's already layered because it's layers on itself. So Sunday we'll start the day by doing the cover on this. We'll do at least a starter page in each journal. Thanks, Marcy. And then I was going to do a collage tonight, but we've already been on 2 hours, and I know for you guys it's late. So 2 collages on Sunday, plus finishing up this cover, and that will be the conclusion of the 12 of 22 boho journals. However, it is not the finish of boho for me because I'd also like to make a glue book, and I wanted to make that separate from the challenge because it in no way is going to meet the parameters of the challenge. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be a big one like the Creepin' It Real one. And I think also my focus this weekend is ironing paper, getting some new batches started, and these books that I'm working on. So I hopefully also get the signature sewn in on the new Creepin' It Real so that we can start working on Scraps of Joy, our 52 weeks collage. Plus we can do some of the Creepin' It Real glue booking. I'd like to get back into that by finishing off the first glue book and starting to put some stuff in the new glue book, or at least starting, we can write some themes in and all of that. So that is tonight's live, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and leaving me thumbs up and bringing some joy into my life. You guys always bring joy with you, and I love that about our community. It's awesome. So however you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. Until I see you in one of my lives or in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. I will not be on tomorrow. I'm going to take the Saturday off to focus on Garagelandia stuff and finishing up some loose ends. I'm a day behind on Scraps of Joy, so I'm going to do the video this evening. I'm going to do 2 And I will. I am actually, that's part of the reason I'm not going live tomorrow is I'm just going to flip it. I'm going to stay up all night, and I'm going to stay up till about 7 o'clock tomorrow, and then I'm going to go to bed so that my sleep schedule is a little more normal. It works better for the whole house, and it works better for me. Good night, you guys. Bye. Bright blessings and hisses and hugs to anybody who wants them. The end. Good night, Christine. Have a wonderful weekend. Night, Janice and Marcy.